Rhea Ripley has given a shocking update about her relationship with Dominik Mysterio after Liv Morgan touched and seduced Dominik on Raw. So let's get into this breaking news story right now. So the week after Liv kissed Dominik Mysterio, we got to hear from Liv Morgan for the first time on this week's episode of Raw. And Liv Morgan came out to the ring and opened the show. So as Liv started to talk, she recapped her past week where she won the Women's World title. Liv went on to say that, do you want to know what the cherry on top of all of it was, though? Kissing Dominik Mysterio. So Dominik then interrupted Liv Morgan, and he said, I don't know what kind of game you think you're playing, but when Mommy comes back, Mommy's gonna kill you. And Liv responded by saying, maybe, but she's probably going to kill you too. So that insinuates this is somehow Dominik's fault, and it must mean there's more to the story than Liv having a one-sided attraction to Dominik, and maybe Dominik is very much interested in Liv Morgan. So Liv continued to speak, and she said, how long are you going to keep lying to yourself? You didn't come out to the ring to help Becky. You came out so you could be closer to me. But that's okay, because I meant what I said when I wanted to take everything away from Rhea Ripley, and that includes you. Then she cornered Dominik, and she started to touch and caress his body. And the crowd was in complete shock as Liv Morgan showed that either she is very much interested in Dominik, or she's playing some type of mind games. And then Liv, as she was leaving, she touched Dominik again, and this time she touched and kind of played around with his hair. But it didn't stop there. So later on in the show, we saw Braun Strowman versus Carlito, and after the match ended, Dominik Mysterio attacked Braun Strowman, and Braun then tried to attack Dominik. And guess who came out? Liv Morgan, who got in the way of Braun and Dominik, and she basically made the save and saved Dominik from Braun attacking him. Everybody really wants to know, is Rhea Ripley upset about the situation? What does she think about it? And what is the current relationship status with Rhea and Dominik? Well, we have a brand new update, as Rhea Ripley has updated fans about whether or not she is still dating Dominik Mysterio. So let's get into that right now. So obviously this Liv and Dominik romance has taken social media by storm. There are tons of tweets, Instagram posts talking about this new Liv and Dominik romance. And on Liv Morgan's Twitter account, she posted a picture of herself kissing a WWE truck that had Dominik's face on it. Another picture that shows maybe Liv Morgan really is attracted to Dominik Mysterio, and she's not just playing around with him. And then another big revelation came out that Dominik is following Liv Morgan on Instagram. So that was very interesting. And then another odd thing that was posted on social media by Liv Morgan was some type of comic book panel from an unknown comic book where it said, stop trying to pretend you're not thinking about me. And clearly that's probably meant for Dominik Mysterio. So what does all of this mean for Rhea Ripley? Well, it means that Liv Morgan is getting a gigantic push right now. She's basically the star of Raw right now. So now we get Liv Morgan featured in multiple segments. The Judgment Day is now getting pushed even harder. So now Raw is all about Judgment Day, and it's all about Liv Morgan. And what does this mean for Rhea Ripley? This means that Rhea Ripley right now, she's been replaced by Liv Morgan. This is bad for Rhea Ripley because what if Liv Morgan gets even more popular than Rhea Ripley? Now, Liv Morgan's been in WWE for 7 years on the main roster, and if you include NXT, it's like 10 or 11 years. So she's been around for a long time, but this could be the time where she finally reaches another level of her career and becomes a true top star in the women's division, and not just the women's division, but just all of WWE, because she's being heavily featured on the show. And that was what used to happen with Rhea Ripley. She was heavily featured in segments with the women and segments with the men. And that's what we're seeing right now with Liv Morgan. She's being featured in tons of different segments, just like Rhea Ripley used to be. When Rhea Ripley does return, she's going to be in for a rude awakening, because a lot of her TV time has now been taken away from her and has been given to Liv Morgan. But there's always the possibility that maybe the situation with Liv Morgan is a temporary diversion away from Rhea Ripley, and once Rhea Ripley comes back, she's just going to squash Liv Morgan, win the title back, and Liv Morgan will go back to being a mid-carder like she was before she won the title from Becky Lynch at King and Queen of the Ring. So now let's get into Rhea Ripley's update about her relationship with Dominik Mysterio. So in a segment that happened on Raw that a lot of people didn't see, on the same show where Liv touched and seduced Dominik, Damian Priest asked Dominik Mysterio, is the Liv Morgan situation taken care of? And Dominik responded by saying, I'm giving her some space, but everything's fine. Dominik, speaking for Rhea, who wasn't there, revealed that him and Rhea, they're taking a break from their relationship, which makes this Liv and Dominik situation much more puzzling. Well, if they're taking a break from the relationship, then why is it such a big deal that Dominik is even scared of Liv Morgan? Why is he scared of her? Why is he afraid to kiss her? Why is he backing away when it seems like Rhea and Dominik, they're not even together anymore? That's at least what Dominik was insinuating. Clearly, Rhea Ripley must have told something to Dominik that led to Dominik saying this on Raw about how they're giving their relationship some space. So, are they broken up? Are they taking a break from the relationship, but they're still technically together? That can happen in a relationship where two people can still be technically together, but they don't date other people. But it sounds like things are not looking good right now for Rhea and Dominik after this update on Raw. And from the looks of it, we may see a new WWE couple confirmed very soon with Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio. What are your thoughts on the Liv Morgan and Dominik Mysterio romance? Leave a comment and give me your opinion.